Going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I just had a whole debacle of getting both vehicles in here. I was parking on that side. Now, for some of you that always ask, why do you let Sam park in the garage on that side? That's because that side's not good for me parking the truck. The truck parked on that side is like, you couldn't walk in front of it and you couldn't walk behind it. That's why. It's cold out. I think we're like 20 below with the wind. I went ice fishing today and I didn't get nothing except for probably frostbite, because it was so cold that as we were walking back, this was around, it had got dark. Everyone else was packing up their things on the lake. I don't think the fish were biting because we didn't get nothing. But it was so cold that for my eye watering, it froze shut on the corner. So what's going on, everybody? Let me show you guys this is what it is in the garage, and normally the garage is about 20 degrees warmer than outside. I don't know if you guys can maybe read that bubble. Right there. That is 4 degrees, so it's cold. That's in the garage. I just hooked up this tank and this bad boy, and I went downstairs and I got my fan, and these are some of my Christmas presents that I'll show you guys in just a minute. Let me get this fired up. I'm going to get the fan going so it can circulate the air, and we're going to get it warmed up in here. And I'll tell you guys about my Christmas. And by the way, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I should have said it before, but I'll say it now. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Come on. Oh, it's cold. Oh, she's cold. Should be. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so cold. Get her going. 31 people. Oh, for God's sakes, it's really cold out. It's so hard to push this button one-handed because this thing is so light it'll move. So to try to get the pilot or the purge portion done. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of heat. So let me get this fan set up here, and then I'll show you guys some of my Christmas gifts and another thing that kind of happened today with the truck, and yada yada. All right, so let's get the fan going. That boy going, get the heat moving. That's the key. You gotta get a little bit of circulation of the winds. Alright, so I'll just have that on low to start. Let's see. Do you ever work with no? I bet your wife is snuggled up in bed. Yes. Yes, she is. So, I'll just start with the truck and what we dealt with last night and today. So, last night I'm parking this thing in the garage, and I was putting all the ice fishing gear in there. I didn't want my lights to be in my neighbor's house, so I turned off the lights. Well, it's like auto, so you click it off. Well, when I was backing it back in, I turned it back on, obviously, and then when I went to shut it off, I was just sitting here making sure they were shutting off, and I was like, "What the heck? My passenger light out my passenger light is out." If you guys know, like Chevys and GMCs. The daytime running lights are actually your low beams on this particular setup, and then the bottom is your high beam. So these are the ones that were in it, and this one is the culprit. It's broken right on the top of what looks to be the spring in there. This thing ain't gonna focus to save its life, but it's broken. So I went and it's an H11 bulb, so I went and I got these ones, these ZXE ones. by Sylvania or whatever. And they're like way brighter. They're not like yeah, it's cold. I look like I'm like smoking or something. They're not like super far distance ones, but they're very they're like a white light versus like a yellow tinged light. So that was $55. What else do we got? Merry Christmas to you and your wife. The temperature right now outside, it's probably -20. But in here, I think I just mentioned it. It was 4 degrees. It was 4 degrees when I started the heater, and now we're up to almost 10. And Mr. Wing, I was getting to you. No, I have never ran a robotic welder. All right, so what do we got going on over here? So for Christmas, this is just a couple of things I got. I got a really nice watch. I've wanted a watch for a while because I'm a very time-sensitive person, I guess you would say, and I just want to watch because it's more acceptable to look at your watch than your phone all the time. I could not handle those temperatures. I would crack and break. So we got this wonderful outdoor light that I'm going to be putting right outside the garage, this wall here. And that way the one that kicks on for movement, we can turn that one off because that one uses 2 huge bulbs. So I actually got the box, the plastic box, and the wiring for that today. So we'll get around to that at some point here. And then I got this awesome Black & Decker skill saw. And I'm really stoked about this. Because this is something Sam gave me, by the way, because this Makita one that I have, the front handle is all busted off of it. This little nub right here, right there, it's broken off on that one. So I can finally throw that one out and use this one. So yeah. And last but not least, because I did get other things, but these are things that I brought out to the garage. I got this bad boy that I'll show you. She's heavy. Ugh. 30-foot retractable, 3 outlet, whatever you call this, extension cord deal, which is awesome because I always like wrap everything up and it's fine, but I would rather have something like that with 3 prongs. So I think I'm gonna mount it right here somewhere on this wall just because I have all this storage already and this is just the better part. But yeah, let's see. I live in Blue Earth Country, says Wing. I don't know where that is. I never heard of that. What part of Minnesota? Love the cold. I live in St. Cloud, so like central Minnesota. Blue Earth Country, might as well be in Texas. That's from Whitetail. And someone asked, did I make that? I know, if you're talking about this, the retractable deal, no, I don't make that. It's really simple though. I'm going to actually work on getting it installed right now. I got the charger because you guys are... What did you buy your dad and your sisters? I can't say that yet because we haven't had our Christmas. Our Christmas with my dad is always on New Year's. So, get you guys plugged in. In fact, well, this cord isn't the best, so we'll just hope that it charges you guys. But with it being so cold out here, like last couple live streams, it normally dies out after a little bit. Just because my phone gets so cold. So let's break into this reel and see what it's all about. I kind of opened it to see the parts, but we'll investigate it a little bit more. So, has it been warm? No, it's been freezing here. I was hoping to go fishing all this week, but you know what? The way things are going, I probably won't get to do much fishing because the fish just never seem to want to bite when it's cold like this. So this, oops, there's some screws in there. This is the part that you mount to a stud in the wall, and then you have a pin, and the pin goes through, and that secures it to the back side of this right here, so that it can move in all sorts of different directions. And then it has a plug this into a outlet, and then plug this into, this even has a red light, so it'll notify you that you do have power. And yeah, let's see, it was 4 degrees, let's see what we're up to. Hey, we're up to 14 degrees. 14 degrees, woo! My Christmas went really, really well. I should have made a Christmas video. Not a Christmas video, but like a thank you, Merry Christmas type video, but we were very busy. Like you guys know, my family lives about an hour south of me, and so does Sam's family, but this year we had to, I don't know how well it's going to work in the cold. We're going to find out. So on, what day was it? Sunday? Sunday we got up, yeah, Christmas Eve. We drove all the way down to Sam's folks' place, which is in Ramsey, Minnesota, which is about an hour. Then from there we had to travel over an hour to her family's Christmas party, which was in Rosemont, I believe, which is like southern of St. Paul. And then we were there for a couple hours. We drove from there back to Ramsey, let out the dog, and then from there went to Elk River, where my grandparents on my dad's side live. And then we came back to Ramsey, stayed the night at her folks' house, and then Monday we went to her grandma's, which they also live right in Anoka, which is Kitty City or whatever, to Ramsey, and then we had to go over to right by her parents' place to my other grandparents' place, and then we had to go home. We had to go to her parents' place, pick up the dog, everything else, and then from there back up here to open up our own presents. So Christmas is always super big travel day for Sam and I. And then I went fishing today with no luck. I think it was just too cold. Didn't get anything, not even a bite. I seen some stuff on the fish finder, but they weren't super interested in whatever I had to offer. And then, hey everybody, and then I came home and now I'm here. Okay, so it came with some screws, and my truck is a 2013. There's about 8.5 inches, and it was making ice. It was popping like bad when we were out there. You know, it like scary. You know, if you've ever been on the ice, you know what I mean. It was like, oh, every time it was popping, we're like, oh geez. It wasn't the little like boop. It was like the oh my gosh. So it'll freak out anybody, I reckon. And now, tomorrow Sam works until 11, and then after that, I think we're probably going to do a little bit of grocery shopping, and maybe a little bit of fishing, maybe. If it's cold like today, I'm not dealing with it again. Sam was so cold. She actually scared me with how cold she got. So, I mean, she bundles up. She had her hand warmer and all her layers, but she has like bad circulation in her hands and stuff like that. So it scares me when she's out in the cold. All right, so I'm gonna mount this. You guys really can't see this, but My daughter got a 400 watt inverter like your dad's at the tent for power outages to run our Wi-Fi. That's a good present. We stayed out on ice overnight and it was popping like crazy. It was kind of cool. Yeah, it is. It's cool and kind of scary. And then, hey Zach, if y'all have any ice, take your wife ice skating and do a video. Yeah, she's I think came ice skating with me before. I used to play a lot of hockey, so she used to come and watch me, and I think she's been on the ice. Wow, it says my battery's at 15. Lord. I have like the wrong charger for this. This might be like my shortest live stream yet. That's okay. I'm just mounting this and wanted to say, let's see, I'm in fishing. Yes, I was out fishing today, but I didn't have any luck. I never have luck when it's super cold out. Yeah, I imagine the cold weather is killing my battery. I went to a lake called Little Rock, which is like one of the closest lakes for me to fish. I wanted to do East and West Sylvia, but by the time we got out there, it was like 3:30 because we were busy doing errands and junk today. So I wanted to go to a close lake, knowing that we obviously couldn't be there all night because Sam had to get back home so we could work. And that'd be perfect. So yeah. Oh, I lost my dealio. Garage heater is right there. I brought the big fan up that I have. It's like a pedestal fan that pivots, and it's on the other side pushing the hot air around, which is seeming to help. And if you guys weren't here for when I said it, the garage was -2. -2 when I started that heater, so that's like 3 miles. Yeah. The bait that I use for crappies is normally just some like waxies, or I normally just fish using waxies or minnows. So those are my kind of go-to ones. I didn't get any fish at all. Didn't even get a bite. There were some that seemed to be showing up on the fish finder, but they would linger for a little bit and then they would leave. They didn't seem to be super interested in anything that I had to offer them. So there we go. Is that upside down? Yep. Yep. I put it on upside down. Better fix that. Now, let's see. Tomorrow I'm open Thursday. Sam's cousin, also one of the one of the groomsmen in my wedding, is coming over. I got a weld on his truck, some exhaust tips that he wants. He has some, I think he said black ones on there now, and he wants some chrome ones put on, so I'm doing that. You know what, that might just have to be how it should be. Or I move that whole mount. That's probably like the professional way would be to move that mount down. Son of a gun. Oh, almost lost you. For my fish house, I use the Big Buddy heater, and today I was having issues with it before because of the hose that I got was a high flow hose, and today I went to Fleet Farm and got the Quick Connect low flow, and that made all the difference. That thing works flawlessly now. It doesn't freeze up like it did before. So if you guys have a Big Buddy heater that you have issues with like purging and stuff, get the Quick Connect hose, because that should solve all your issues. At least it did for me. So I hope everybody goes and gets one of those, or you know, they should just have the Quick Connect. The Quick Connect is like one of the more cheaper options for it also, which makes sense, right? It's right there the whole time, but you get the other one, and it worked flawlessly. We had the tank outside, and it didn't freeze up or anything. We had the heater on high the whole time. Tank didn't even get frosty. So granted, it was cold out, so it was kind of matched, but still. Yeah, 20-pound tank. Sam is asleep. She has to work in the morning, so she's sleeping away. Here's my pen, and where is my partially my pen? In my pocket? Nope. Oh, I lost the part for it. Well, it's been the story of my day. But yeah, the sled that I made, that Smitty sled that the YouTube user Ryan Frank, he's been a really good subscriber from the beginning on Joe and Zach Survival. He's like, hey, you should look into a Smitty sled. So I kind of made my version of it, if you will. And that thing pulled the 20-pound tank, the auger, the house, 2 tackle boxes, 2 chairs, 2 bags with the rods in them, and yeah, all of the gear, and it pulled like butter, which I was really amazed at that it did such a good job, because that lake has such a rough landing. I thought for sure it was going to break within like the first going down, because you go down the landing and then there's a huge ice heave that we had to go up and over, and it went like a dream. It went right over it. So yeah, I lost the metal L pin thing that goes on. I feel like I didn't lose it. I just put it somewhere and forgot where I put it. Gotta check my pockets. I got this part of it, the little round deal, but it's cold out here. It was 2 degrees in the garage when I started the live stream, and that was 22 minutes ago. So let me see. And it's now 20 degrees, so we've gone up 18 degrees in 22 minutes, so we're almost a degree a minute. And that's with the heater running on just low. I find running it on low is really the best way. When you run it on high, everything gets super fumey in here, but then also you can just see it in the flame that it's not a super clean burning flame, if you will. So most serious 23-year-old, I guess I am pretty serious person, but that's because I have goals and stuff that I feel like I need to accomplish. I really don't, but I feel like I do. I want to get somewhere in life. Maybe that'll be a beach one day. Alright, I can't find this thing, and I wish I would find it. Of course, I got like the whole nut and bolt thing all tipped over here, so far being serious in my life has actually benefited me quite a bit, because I've been able to actually get nice things in life. Oh, what do I say? Where did that thing go? Found it. I've actually been meaning to make kind of like a truck thing. Have a nice Christmas. Yeah, I did. The truck does really good in the snow, actually. you know, obviously for it being a truck, you know, if you have weight in the bed, it helps. But I don't really leave stuff in the bed of the truck just because people might steal it or whatever. So I really like it though. It does phenomenal, and it is truly a step above. There's some features that are like, whoa, like if you clean the windows, like you hit the window juice and you're going like under 10 or 20 miles an hour, it'll go and then it stops and it waits just enough time for all the stuff to fall down, and then it'll kick it on one last time. Little like convenience type stuff like that, that's just like, yeah, this truck is the cat's meow. So I love my truck. I don't necessarily love the payments on the truck, but I use it a lot, and yeah, so I can't see myself without a truck. Wing said, MN Fishing asked, Wing, are you in college or what's your deal? I don't know what that quite means, but yeah, that's gonna be like super handy. I wanted to get this installed because when Dalton comes over for me to do his exhaust, something like this is really, really nice. You can run, you know, a grinder and a cutoff or whatever. I'm talking to this Wing guy, Zach. You know, I don't mind Wing, but he always starts off being super friendly and then it gets like, I don't know, more and more salty or something. I have no idea. I'll figure him out one day. Is that a rubber cord? Yes, it is. Well, it's one of these, it's like one of these extension cords here where it doesn't, like I got this orange one that really isn't very flexible, but this is a nice rubber cord, so it should stay flexible the whole time. Let's see. So that is that. I don't know how much battery I have left because it doesn't tell me. I'm going to adjust the fan because it does a lot of, not blowing quite where I'd like it to. And seems like 2 is good. I'll show you guys this. See that it's 20 now. He's gonna figure me out one day. Oh, turn that up a little bit. Let's see, I got a Dutch oven as a gift from the kids. I would like to make a video of a good meal. If only I knew how to make a video. Well, G-Money, if you have a cell phone, it's really all you need nowadays. The cameras on cell phones are really, really good. And a lot of people might think that they need a really elaborate setup. You know, I mean, I have a GoPro and all the fun type stuff too, but if Joe and Zach Survival started with just a cell phone, I'm sure that, you know, it would be the same thing now. For New Year's, I'm going to be going to my dad's. He has his Christmas party every year for New Year's, so yeah. I could really go for a coffee right now. I got 2 new Federal Premium sweatshirts from Sam's dad, my soon-to-be father-in-law, and he got me a thermos as well, which is going to be awesome for going fishing. Melissa, my dad, as you guys know, my dad's girlfriend Melissa, she got me a really nice thermos also, like really, really nice. So I'm actually really happy because now I can go and get 1 full of pop and 1 full of coffee, and then when I go out ice fishing I can have both. Oh, they got me, Melissa and Dad got me this hand warmer that you like plug in USB and it charges. It's an electric hand warmer and the thing gets really, really hot. What else did they give? They got me one, oh, some really nice cologne. And yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I can't remember all of it, but I got a really good Christmas this year. So Empty says, Joe and Zach Survival is my second favorite channel next to yours, Zach. Oh, that's really nice. Thanks, I love nice comments. Yeah, so I guess maybe live here I can do my GMC video on what I like about it, since I really do like this pickup truck. And a lot of this is kind of, I guess, opinion to me, but we'll just roll with it real quick here. First of all, I love the front end. Really big headlights that are really bright, and beautiful chrome grille. Some people don't like chrome. I love chrome. And I love the overall look of this truck, just how it is. A couple things I want to do is I would like to get side steps on it, because if you guys have watched long enough, you know that I have kind of like hip and back problems and hopping in and out of this thing if I'm like busy, in and out a couple times a day. Well, a couple times a day, not 2 times a day, but like 10, 20 times a day. It hurts. But I want to get side steps and maybe tow mirrors, but that's not essential. I don't tow anything big enough for that. But come spring, Sam and I might get a new camper, a nice pull behind hard side, and like a brand new one if we have to talk about it more. But my screen just got dark. That means my screen got dark, so that means I'm probably like 10% left. My battery's probably gonna die here, folks. A leveling kit would be nice, but all this stuff I would do myself, but I'm not very good with it. So, I can put on side steps. I could build side steps, but they are cheaper just to buy them. So I'll probably just go that route. Chrome, of course. See you later, Keith. The cab, it's not a crew cab, it's just the extended cab, but I really like that. And if you guys watch Joe and Zach Survival, you'll know that Emily's son, Xander, who everyone thinks I'm Emily's husband or whatever, but she's my sister. But regardless, I've had his seat in the middle, and he fit just fine in there. I didn't have to adjust any of the seats or anything like that. So you can get a kid's seat in there, a baby seat or whatever you want to call it in there, just fine. You probably couldn't get 2 in there, but if you have a kid every 2 years, you should be fine. But if anything else, I can have 1 in there, and then the car will be good for a couple. See ya, MN Fishing. The 6.5 foot bed, I absolutely love that. If I could, I would have had an 8 foot bed, but this is the one. It's a truck, so I love the longer the bed, the better. It's a truck, it needs to be able to carry things, yada yada. People said that I wouldn't like these doors, the suicide back doors. There is times, if I'm in a parking lot, right, and someone's parked close, it is hard for me to get stuff in there, but that's 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, this is awesome for doing groceries or whatever. You flip them both open, and you can load stuff in, and you've got wind protection on each side, yada yada, I'd like to get a topper for it, just because I am an old man, and I think a topper, like I said, it's a truck. There she goes.